It's absolutely necessary to nourish the body inside out. Today we're going to be cooking up something for the outside, for that skin, right? So let's get started. For this body butter, you want to use a double boiler so you have simmering water in the pot, and while it's simmering you have that bowl on top, and we're going to melt the butters. So we start with shea butter, and this is from North Shea. I love this butter here. And the reason we use a double boiler is because we want to melt this slowly without burning it, right? I'm adding some coconut oil, and this is optional. I'm going to be showing you, my two recipes. This one has coconut oil. Just go ahead and stir these together, and they will melt together gradually. Don't rush, just continue to stir till they melt. Once it is completely liquid, that's when you're going to remove it from the stove, all right? So make sure there aren't any pieces at all. Break them up if you have to. So we have our shea butter and coconut oil together here. Once you take this off the stove, then you can go ahead and add the jojoba oil. You could use sweet almond oil if that's what you have. And the jojoba oil is really great because it's going to keep the texture of the butter really smooth. It even extends the shelf life just a little bit, and you're getting some antioxidants and vitamin E from this. Just wrap it with cling wrap, and you're going to put this in the freezer for about 40 minutes or the fridge for about an hour. What you're looking for is a semi-solid around the edges, or like a really creamy, almost solid mixture. You don't want it to be hard, all right? Then just start to whip it up with your hand mixer or your standing mixer. So go ahead and whip it until it's getting really creamy. The more you whip it, the fluffier it gets. And we are going to be adding some more ingredients. Watch for that texture to change, that color. It's going to get even lighter. And it's very fluffy and creamy, really thick. So what we need to add now is vitamin E. And this just helps to, prevent it from getting really rancid really quickly. So it's not a preservative, but it's going to prevent rancidity. So you just pour that in there while you're mixing with your mixer. And after that, you can add your fragrance oil. Now, you don't want to add anything with water in this, nothing at all, because that's going to, make your body butter go bad. Because, of course, there's no preservatives in this. So everything has to be an oil or a butter. So after the vitamin E oil, I will add the fragrance oil. I'm using vanilla. You can use whatever oil you want. Just make sure it's an oil-based fragrance oil. No water at all. Don't add any aloe, nothing like that to this, all right? Depending on, how strong that fragrance oil is, you can add the amount that you need, sometimes about 10 drops or more, but you can add it in and use the mixer again to blend. You can, give it a smell and see if you need more, all right? And then this is arrowroot. It is optional, but if you add some arrowroot powder or arrowroot starch to the mixture, it does, help to make it not as greasy, because some people don't want it to be super greasy. It's, it just cuts down on it a little bit, and it makes the body butter silky and it just absorbs really well on the skin, but it's optional, all right? So add a little at a time and check out the consistency. See if you want to add more, all right? I used about 3 tablespoons, but as I'm saying here, You're gonna be sifting it and adding it a little bit at a time. So add a little, mix it, check out the texture, see if you want to add more. Okay, don't go too overboard though, all right? After that, you want to make sure you wrap it up in plastic wrap or use a Ziploc bag because you don't want it to be exposed to the air and start to dry too quickly. Pour it into a Ziploc bag or a piping bag, whatever you want to. And when you do that, it just helps you to squeeze it into whatever jar you want to. But you don't have to do this. You could just scoop it out with a spoon or spatula into a sterilized jar. Make sure the jar is washed and dried thoroughly. No water, please. Don't get any water near this product. I got this jar from Amazon and it has a little spatula with it. I love that. So these have been cleaned and thoroughly dried already. You could use a glass one. It doesn't have to be black and plastic, but I love these containers. Go ahead and scoop it in there or pipe it in there, whatever you want to. And that is it. Your body butter is done. All natural, no preservatives. And look at the texture. It's really creamy. It literally is like butter that you would put in a cake. And then look at how it goes onto the skin. As soon as you put it in there, on there, it just melts. And you just massage that into the skin. Now this way it is, a creamy, it's kind of like a cream cheese spread. It's very creamy and nourishing. But if you want it to be on the lighter, silkier side, use a standing mixer. Why? Because you don't have to stand there the whole time and hold it. And the whisk attachment whips it up even nicer. Because look at this. This is the exact same recipe. All I did was to whip it with the standing mixer with the whisk attachment, and I whipped it for longer. So you get a silkier, almost more like a body cream or body lotion texture. So this one is a little softer. So it really depends on who you're making it for and what texture you like. This one is easier to pipe. So you see, you can use a piping bag or Ziploc bag and it comes out silky smooth. So you don't have to change the quantities of the recipe. All you would need to do is just whip it for longer and use a whisk attachment. So look at this texture. See, it's just a little different. It's not as creamy as the other one and not as dense. It's more on the lighter, silkier side. They're both really nourishing. It's just a matter of preference. So in the house, we do have lots of lotions and creams, but if you really need that extra layer of moisture to seal in those lotions, this does a great job, or you could use it on its own. It leaves your skin feeling nourished, and it's so easy to make. There are no preservatives, so you don't have to worry about that. And you can just store it in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. If the house is warm and it starts to soften, just refrigerate it to keep the texture firm. And if it melts completely, pop it in the fridge and it will resolidify. All right. So at the top, we have the denser one, and then below we have the silkier version. Both really great, and they smell amazing with that vanilla oil I used. Let me know if you're going to be making some and which texture do you prefer. Thank you for watching. See you next time.